Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Star to Be Determined podcast. I am your host, Ty,
I'm your co-host, David.
and today we're going to be watching Star Trek The Next Generation, episode 11, Haven. But before we do that, we'd like to share our new website URL, which in theory will be active by the time you hear this, startbd.net, because .org makes us sound like a nonprofit. And given our current profits, that may not have been inappropriate in this situation.
But hey, we're futurists. We think about when people might actually pay us to do this.
And we will make dozens of pesos. That is our goal.
And
Dozens of
potentially
pesos.
dozens of yen.
Yes. If we could only hope. Also, in more important news, even than that, have you seen Knives Out? Did I lose you? Uh-oh. No. Wait. You moved? Can you?
I can
No.
hear you.
Okay.
Nothing changed on my end.
So, okay. That was interesting. Anyways, back to the important question. Have you seen Knives Out?
Okay, assuming technology works this time, yes.
It's so good. So good.
That was, yeah, pretty amazing. Daniel Craig should only act in a southern accent from now on.
I know. And I was watching it and I'm like, when did they bring Hitchcock back to life? I don't remember them exhuming his body to take his brain out of his corpse, but apparently they did.
Indeed, and it is quite the twisted dark comedy, and I have to say I enjoyed every minute of it.
It was so good. I had no idea. I wasn't planning on watching it, and then we went for our work party, and it was amazing. It was
Well,
so amazingly good.
I
Daniel
was
Craig was
planning
so
on,
good.
I was planning on seeing it mainly because I love Daniel Craig, and also because I love dark comedies, and also I love murder mysteries, and this kind of tied all those things together.
I know, and I watched Rear Window 2 weeks ago, and it was great. And this just scratches that same itch.
Yeah, and all you need to do now is to go watch Clue and complete the trifecta.
I will eventually. I can see it over there on the shelf. It's sitting there, mocking me in the C section of American films.
Just to clarify, you've actually seen it in the past before, right?
No,
You've never watched Clue?
I know. I'm a horrible human being. It sits there on my shelf, mocking me.
Oh, hold on. I can't. Just
We've had the conversation of how far behind I am on watching things, David.
yeah, but Clue. It's from the 80s. I can't
Yes.
tell you how many times I've seen Clue.
And I watched Rear Window for the first time 2 weeks ago, and that's from the 60s. So
Well,
I've got a bit of a backlog.
well, there's a difference between movies that came out while you were literally growing up, when you had more time, and movies that older movies you have to actually go back and make an effort to watch.
Maybe I should blame those friends I was hanging out with at the time.
Maybe you should, because I'm not sure how you didn't see it, because I've seen it multiple times. Where were you?
I don't know. Apparently you failed me. I showed you UHF. Why didn't you show me Clue?
I thought I had. I thought
You
I
ha-
watched it with you.
No, you have failed me for
Where
the
would you
last
possibly have?
time.
You choke me out now, and you have no one to co-host this podcast with.
Fair enough. I'll let you live this time. Until we make our billionth dollar podcasting, then I'm going to force choke you to death.
Okay, I'll worry about that when that happens.
Fair enough. The timer is ticking. You have $1 billion left until your impending death.
With my last breath, though, I'm gonna say Clue.
I'll probably watch Clue before that.
Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna say it.
Fair enough. It's agreed. Your death scene has been determined.
Nice. It'll be very meaningful and poignant and recall to earlier in the movie. So,
Yes. Any other business before we get going?
I'm still not sure I'm over the whole Clue revelation, but I don't think so. I think we're ready to dive in.
Well, no, wait, Hugh's not in this episode.
Hugh is not in this episode.
But he rhymes with Clue, so I'm going to throw out a shout out to our boy Hugh anyways. Rise up. Show that Borg Queen who's boss. Possible
True.
Picard spoilers.
Oh, we're so close. So close.
So close. It's a shame none of us are willing to pay for CBS All Access.
No. In fact, that reminds me. I do need to go and buy season 2 of Discovery so I can watch it finally.
Yes. I've got all of the old shows covered, and you've got the new shows covered.
Because remember, CBS, if you ever watch this, I will gladly pay for Star Trek. I will not pay for your service, though.
I will pay a single high obnoxious fee. Star Trek Next Generation Blu-ray set sitting on my shelf. Purchased one season at a time. But I will not subscribe for your service, even if technically it's cheaper, because I don't like that. And streaming sucks. The quality isn't as good. And you take things away when I'm not looking. Spotify 2012. The Purge.
Ouch. That's right, kids. For harsh internet social commentary, come here.
They took away half of my international music. It made me so sad.
I feel for you.
Oh well.
I can't relate, but I can feel for you.
On with the show.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, engage. Ooh, 0.5. Is that
Another
noon?
captain's log. Probably.
Ooh. No, this isn't Betazoid.
It's not. You know, I love how many times they go to a supposedly idyllic planet and all of a sudden, like, madness erupts.
Ah, Data. Always the buzzkill.
Everyone's favorite android wet blanket.
Indeed. But everyone loves Data, although he looks so old now.
Well, that happens.
Is this like the 4th or 5th episode where we've had ladies in like weird shimmery gowns?
It's the future. Everything's chrome.
You're right. Everything is chrome in the future. Even the clothing. He does not look happy to have to stop listening to these ladies play their harps.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what he was doing, was listening to the harps.
Why would you do that in your room when you have a perfectly functional holodeck?
Maybe everyone was full?
But he's number 1. He outranks everyone but Picard, and they have more than one holodeck.
Okay, it's the future. It's a perfect future. There is no class system. No privileges for the noble.
That's
I remember
cool.
this.
I don't.
Guess who that face is? That?
Mel Brooks?
No. That is none other than our boy Quark.
That's Quark?
That's Armin Shimmerin.
That's hilarious. It looks nothing like Quark.
Mainly because it's a silver box.
Maybe it's the lack of ears.
That's true. And apparently Deanna didn't listen to well because you're supposed to rejoice.
Also, why is she excited about jewels in a world where you can literally generate any physical substance in a machine?
That's always a good point. But then again, remember Tasha's from like a garbage dump of a planet. Like they go to her home planet in like season 5 or 6 or something, and it's just a horrible, war-torn, post-apocalyptic garbage fire.
Well, now let's throw out some spoilers. And so basically what you're telling me is they took someone from a garbage planet and then had a slime monster kill her? That's kind of a bum rap.
Yeah, it was an ugly stereotype, but it's okay because her sister gets away. Cue the trumpets.
I love this song.
Oh. I do like how most of these credits just consist of the Enterprise flying by when new names appear.
I know.
Also, do you remember how far in we get before the slime monster gets Tasha?
It's season 1. I'm pretty sure it's season 1.
It is season 1, but we are on episode 9 of the season.
Episode 11.
Episode 11. So we're almost halfway through the season, and she's still alive.
Maybe it's towards the end. Maybe it's next episode, since the next episode's called Big Goodbye.
No, that's a holodeck episode. It's when we discover Picard's undying love of detective novels.
Well, I don't know what else.
Remember, kids, space travel will not stop your parents from trying to hook you up with somebody.
I don't think anything can stop parents from trying to hook up their children. Although for some weird reason, my parents stopped several years ago.
Maybe because you already got married and had several children of your own?
That is a distinct possibility. Maybe that's why. That makes sense.
It does. Riker doesn't look happy about this.
Because he doesn't have a beard. If he had a beard, he would have got the girl by now.
Oh, now he's all dark and brooding.
She called him Bill. How often does anyone call him Bill?
Nobody. Are you sure she said Bill?
I swear she said Bill. It sounded like Bill. Maybe you should have asked her to marry you before she was engaged to the box.
It's true. Well, she's not engaged to the box. The
I
box is
stand
more
by
like
the box.
The box is more like a creepily sentient dowry. Wait, no, dowry. That's the word.
I still stand that she's marrying the box.
And the Data's just confused.
Oh, wait, her fiance's on the planet?
Yes. That's where the box came.
It's a magical planet with mysteries and apparently her fiance.
This planet has everything.
It's kind of a cool hat.
I know.
I don't like the dress, but the hat's pretty cool.
It's not chrome enough.
That guy's outfit's pretty chrome, though. Look how sparkly it is.
It is.
Is the flower chrome? I think the flower's
Maybe.
chrome, too. Look at those petals. It's totally chrome. Because in the future, everything is chrome.
Yeah,
buddy?
It's funny. You would think that as human beings have evolved, this arranged marriage, forced marriage thing might have fallen away like several centuries ago.
I don't know. It works for some people. Well, are these people human or Beta Z?
They're human.
Okay.
Yeah, Steven's definitely not a Betazoid name.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh yeah, and Roxana Troy's the one who can't stop hitting up Picard and taking off her clothes, because that's the proper Beta Z way.
That's how she does.
Oh, that guy kind of sounds like Worf. Did you hear that?
Yes, white bald Worf. I wonder what white means. Remember,
Uh,
the flower changes according to her moods. I wonder if white is just like, ugh.
you'd think he'd notice that since it's a emotionally color-changing flower.
Yeah, you would think so.
Oh, he's never met her mother before?
This is the first episode of Luxana.
And apparently this is the first canonical meeting of her as well.
Oh, and Mr. Ohm. I love Mr. Ohm.
Or you can just look at his pips that are clearly visible from pretty far away. Patrick Stewart. I would watch him in that suitcase for an hour by
He would
themselves. Just
he
them.
would make it dramatic.
I know. Why to lend a hand, Data?
I think Data's whole point in this episode is just to look confused.
Why didn't the flower change color when she went from mopey to angry?
That's a good point. Uh, huh. I've grown beyond them.
Dun dun dun.
I do love like the fairy music that plays whenever they speak
Man,
into each other's minds.
can you imagine the chaos that would ensue on our society if people could read minds?
Oh, it'd be horrible,
It would be horrible.
but much more honest.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna bug me now. Why her flower's not changing color?
I'm sorry I ruined it for you.
Could you imagine being on set and like, okay, now say in your mind this, and now, Deanna, as soon as I give you a point at you, you say in your mind this line.
Well, if you look, they're not using a lot of telepathy and joint shots. The conversation's being carried out, and it's cutting back and forth when they're using telepathy, but they're both in the shot when they're using their mouths. Uh-oh. I think I lost you again.
I'm still here.
Huh. Does my audio work for you the whole time?
Yes.
Hmm. Well, we'll see how this goes then.
Ooh, her flower changed color.
I missed it. I was looking at the video feed. What color did it change to?
Blue. Like a sad blue.
That was the original color.
Nice.
Wait, if blue is sad, does that mean her fiance's sad because it was blue when he handed it to her?
Foreshadowing. So that tells me that actress's first language is not English.
She a commie? This is the 80s. She could be a commie.
But it's the late 80s when like the commies weren't as frightening anymore. This was the age of MacGyver after all. Honest is one word for it.
I wonder why he took off his chrome shirt.
Maybe he wants to go back to the past.
Could be. I didn't think she could read human thoughts. I thought she could only.
Yeah, it's more of emotions, and I'm sensing this. It's just vague enough to be useful in writing, but not too useful to like ruin surprises.
Yeah, you're right. Although she can also use it for like abstract entities. Like I would be surprised if she could sense like Q's emotions with how vague her powers are.
But Q is too highly evolved.
Well, the Betazoid are highly evolved because they can read people's minds, so that makes them better than us.
Yeah, but the Q is like I don't know how many steps above a Vetazoid. Because remember, they can appear as a glowing ball of light with 3 Cobra heads.
True. They also spent 10,000 years as a chair.
Who hasn't?
I don't like that.
Her work or his sweater?
The drawings.
Creepy.
From across the galaxy?
That's some strong Betazoidness.
That's a jaunt. I've spent my entire life obsessing about another woman, but I'm going to marry you anyways. That's not awkward.
But he's a doctor. A rich doctor.
He's a doctor, not an artist. Jim.
How much do you want to bet that woman's going to show up before the end of the episode?
How much you want to bet he's going to be engaged and or married to that woman by the end of the episode?
Ooh. Oh, Picard's brooding, being all brooding and paternal.
Is that the snake ball?
It's different than the snake ball.
What if he magnifies it and it's the snake ball? Oh, it's not the snake ball.
At least there's a glowing ball still. Oh, not Tyrellians.
I don't remember Tyrellians.
I don't either. But apparently everyone else remembers them.
Maybe they're blonde ladies. And why would the Tyrellians destroy the planet? I'm so confused.
We haven't found out yet. We're just at the first commercial break. I would also note that glowy balls are also a sign of the future.
Does that mean Glenda, the Witch of the East, I think it was? Or is she the North?
I don't remember, but yes.
Either way, does that mean she's from the future?
Yes.
And Dorothy was a time traveler?
Kind of blows your mind, doesn't it?
It does.
Ooh, biting commentary.
Ever noticed that Star Trek was always like slightly patronizingly stating how horrible we are?
But by the time you get to the end of the episode, it's like, but we're worth continuing on and learning and growing.
Yes.
It's a plague ship.
If they were in the Federation, how would they have been in a situation where they were hunted down like
I don't think they were in the Federation. The Federation has just encountered them.
I guess.
Everybody's a winner.
Woo!
Way to try to put a positive spin on what you know is an awkward situation, Picard.
This seems to be before they've revealed that her and Riker used to be a thing.
No, they revealed that in the first episode.
Did they?
Yes.
Well, that was 3 years ago, so.
As I said, I know it's been a while, but yeah.
He's wearing too much clothes.
Oh, snap.
Wiki, what?
Once again, they're staying in the background just like, what fascinating behavior.
Just got
there it is, that face
light
right
smirk and everything. It's great. Because that apparently works. Poor Data.
Just like, what fascinating behavior.
I know, he's just like, I didn't know humans could resolve things like that.
He's had like 2 lines this entire episode, and the rest has been that silly smile.
How did we have wars if it's that easy to resolve conflict?
Well, it took a few centuries to learn that.
maybe we just need to send Patrick Stewart to Israel and we can resolve that whole Palestinian thing.
At this point, I think you're right.
For a second, I thought he was going to fall over.
I like how Data doesn't have to sit. He doesn't have to join the table. He's just free to roam around like a dog.
He
And
just
just like,
looms and stares at people like a puppy. It's great. And no one addresses the guy ringing the gong for no reason.
why would they? It's a guy ringing a gong.
Alfalfa? Apparently, we're not the only ones who noticed.
Gong.
You totally read Data's mind.
I love the chime.
What the?
I like how everybody at this table is uncomfortable.
It's so ridiculous on so many levels.
Lie.
Why do you try lying in a room with beta Zeds in it? They clearly know you're lying immediately.
I think Loxana is a little too preoccupied with her leaf snake.
He looks really drunk.
All right, here it goes. Oh,
But
the little jab she just. Oh, snap!
uh-oh. There went the gong.
No one's thankful now.
Data's thankful.
Yeah, where's Data's smile? Come on. Come on. Show us Data. Yes, there it is.
Oh, Data. You're the
Oh,
best.
so naive. So unable to read social cues.
He's almost as bad at reading social cues as I am.
Much worse. Much, much worse. Oh, awkward lovey-dovey scene. Thinking about the Torellians.
Clearly. Maybe he should have married her. Then they wouldn't have had this problem.
Well, give it what, 20 years? Yeah, I'm not sure even betazoids allow you to be in love with two people. Oh, awkwardness.
She just
She
called him
did
Bill
call him
again.
Bill.
What?
You're right. She
I
did call
told
him
you.
Bill.
Wait, why can't captains be married?
I don't know.
Are they like Catholic priests?
I think it's more of like you got to concentrate on your career over a family.
How many children are on the Enterprise?
Yeah, but how many captains are on the Enterprise? And if you think about it, how many starship captains have we seen who are married? I mean, Cisco is the closest. That's because his wife died.
Yeah, Cisco had a yes. Cisco was married. Am I the only one who thinks his father, and her mother being the naked pair is not a good idea, especially with
Yeah,
his wife there?
especially since she just in her mother just insinuated that her father wanted to see her naked.
That's all. This first season's made some odd choices from a sexual standpoint, like sending Wesley to the Pleasure Planet.
Yeah. So remember, kids, free love creates its own sets of problems, especially when you encourage it with no boundaries whatsoever.
This is also after Tasha seduced Data.
That's very true. Oh, oh, oh.
Uh, no, she doesn't look happy with that decision. Or maybe she does.
Music says otherwise. Oh, it's those
That
people. Tractor beam? Tractor beam?
I like how everyone just assumes this ship is evil.
Because it's a plague ship.
Oh. You must kill these people unprovoked.
Yes, come on, kill the lepers, kill the lepers.
Kill the lepers.
Instead of, tractor beam?
Well, if anime has
There
taught
we
me
go.
anything, all the lepers are going to do is build weaponry for the pseudo villain to kill the deer god. And then what are you going
Makes
to do when
sense.
the deer god's dead because you didn't kill all the lepers?
That's very true. Oh, hey,
Oh, hey, look who that is.
she looks vaguely familiar.
Dun dun dun. Commercial break number 2.
They look very healthy for lepers.
Indeed.
I hate to
There.
quote Scrubs, but what are they dying of? The handsomes?
Pretty much. How does Picard know this?
That's a good question. You soon will. He says happily. And we can guess what she's going to say.
Aww.
Sorry, for people dying of a horrible, horrible illness, they look too
We've already
normal?
established they're dying of the handsome. They have a terminal case of the handsome, and they're not going to survive.
Watch Loxana just brush it all off. It's like the Force.
I was going to say the collective, but I'm surprised she's just not naked now.
It's true.
Does that look like an ironing board to you?
A little bit.
He's got the shiny on.
He does. That's his traveling outfit. Oh snap. Oh snap, Wyatt. What are you doing?
Don't do it. You're going to get contaminated, and then you can't marry the hot beta Zaid.
Instead, he's gonna marry the hot leper.
But you're not the crazy dream lady. She has no interest in him, and it's radiating off of her like radiating fire or something.
You could tell that even without her flower.
Yep.
All right, White Dwarf.
Oh, poor balding white dwarf.
That's why you never trust a doctor. See, if they would just invent transporters where you need somebody at the controls to actually physically activate it, you wouldn't have this problem.
Do you know how many starship captains would have been dead because of that restriction?
But we could have stopped one guy. One guy, Ty. Isn't that worth it?
You're right. If you can stop one guy, it's worth destroying all liberty and safety and escape scenarios. And that is creepy. So creepy.
It's the Hall of Wyatt.
And look at how weird his left eye is in that last one. It's like
Yeah.
like Quasimodo weird.
Well, maybe maybe that's part of her case of the handsomes. Is like her hand-eye coordination isn't what it should be.
I wonder if like they let him keep all of these weird pictures of himself.
I would. Like, he should have brought his collection to show, hey, look what I've drawn of you.
Bum bum bum.
Man,
And now you're a leper too.
how come I can't find a hot leper?
Have you tried a leper colony yet?
Admittedly, no. See? Lepers.
We have what we came for. Bum
Whoa,
bum
how did
bum.
you do that?
He's in love with the hot leper.
Can I also point out, that is some 80s hair she's rocking.
Oh yeah, she looks like she's straight out of like a Guns N' Roses video.
And Riker's in the background going, yes!
I'm surprised she's not like guffawing at Riker's leaps of joy out of his brain. And now look at how depressed Wyatt's dad is that he's not going to be naked now.
Life is like that sometimes, Ty. Things can turn out one way, and
Just
before
when you
you know
think
it,
you're going to be able to get all naked with a bunch of beta Zeds, your son joins a leper colony every time.
yes.
Keep the creepy chest.
And all the jewels inside of it, which
And
have practically no value.
since apparently she's going to marry the chest, I've come to this conclusion.
So does that mean she marries the chest, and then at some point she gets divorced, and then she marries Riker?
I just assume she's practices bigamy. She could marry the chest for its mind and Riker for his beard.
Makes sense. I love Mr. Home.
How many episodes is he in? Was he in a lot?
Anytime Luxana shows up, he's there.
Man, I've forgotten so much.
That's the whole point of this. And thus begins the affair of Luxana and Picard.
Yes. It's a joke.
But he was not amused. I do like how Tasha, for the dinner scene, changed her normal look into like big poofy 80s hair.
Everyone's got big poofy 80s hair.
But now she's like, it's kind of flat laying down, but during the dinner scene, it was all like teased up.
Ironically, my mom kind of had that hair at this point in time.
Was she inspired by Denise Crosby?
I don't know. I don't know why my mom had short hair in the 80s.
Something to look into.
It was a thing for a while, and then she stopped doing it. So good. I love Star Trek. But what are we gonna do when we're? Who am I kidding? We're gonna be doing this for years at the rate we're going.
Well, if we're doing one of these a month, we still have like another year of season 1.
Well, I'm gonna try to push for twice a month, but I'm only gonna commit to once a month because committing to more than that is not reasonable in my mind.
Oh, you only say that because it's true.
Yes, it is. Huh. That's an interesting idea. I recently acquired all of Futurama. That could be an amusing diversion.
I do love me some Futurama.
And I just realized something. Matt Groening has done realistic, sci-fi, and now fantasy.
He is touring the genres.
What does he have left to do? What's next? What would be next?
I don't know. Gritty crime drama?
No. I don't think that would be next. There's got to be something. Superheroes. That would probably be what would be next.
Okay, I must admit that's probably true.
Yeah, that's the likely next series once that. It's not. What is it called? It's not Enchanted. It's something.
Disenchanted.
There we go. I knew it was something along those lines. Yeah, once that's done, maybe he'll do a superhero show. That would be the next logical step.
Oh, but I do love me from Futurama. Fry, this opera is as lousy as it is brilliant. You can't just have your characters say what they feel. That makes me feel angry.
It's just when Zoidberg does his dance. It's so good on so many levels.
You still have Zoidberg. You all still have Zoidberg.
Yes. A little bit more off-color than The Simpsons, but it was still funny.
Oh my goodness. Like when Futurama was on point, it was on point.
Matt Groening in general was always on point. At least for the first 10 seasons. But Futurama stopped at season 8, so that's why it never got bad. If only The Simpsons would have known to stop at season 10.
Yeah. Oh, and it's still going.
I know. I sometimes I think The Simpsons is going to outlast both of us.
At this point, why not?
Has anything else lasted this long? I guess Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, The Simpsons is now officially the longest running scripted series ever. Actually, whoa.
No, there's got to be some
Doctor
daytime
Who.
soap operas, and Doctor Who is also.
Yes.
Is Doctor Who technically the same continuity, or are those kind of a reboot though?
They do, but the original run went from 63 to 88, I think. So that's 25 years?
I think Simpsons is pushing 30.
Okay, well, in that case, we're
I
just
think wasn't like 89 the first episode, like on the Tracy Ullman show.
yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, I think soap operas are only hope at this point.
Okay, internet, tell me what is the longest one. According to the internet, it's telling me The Simpsons is at the top of the list
Oh, man.
with 654 episodes. Oh, it's going off of episode count.
Oh. Anyone could do that.
654. Gunsmoke is at 635. What the heck? How on earth were there almost 600 episodes of Lassie?
Well, weren't episodes like 10 minutes long and they showed up the front of old talkie pictures?
I don't know. But that's an obscene amount of Lassie.
Poor Timmy, that's a lot of falling down the well.
I know. Lots of Law and Order. I've never even heard of Ozzie and Harriet, but apparently that lasted forever. Heard of Bonanza. My Three Sons? I don't really know what that is.
It's an old show from the 50s.
CIS. There's Dallas. What else we got? Knots Landing. Danny Thomas. Another CSI. Lots of CSI. Grey's Anatomy is at 340.
People love them CSI.
ER. Family Guy. Criminal Minds. Supernatural. Wait, Beverly Hills 90210 had almost 300 episodes?
Are you sure this is a good list?
How did that show run that long? I don't even know how that's possible.
People love that Luke Perry.
300 episodes of Hawaii Five-0 and Dragnet? Cheers? Beverly Hillbillies had 274 episodes? Good grief. And Big Bang? Wow. Some of these shows... Okay. I'm happy to know that there's almost 300 episodes of Hitchcock. Murder, She Wrote. And Frasier with 264.
There was a lot of Frasier.
I liked Frasier. I thought it was better than Cheers. But alas, we must stop because our timer is approaching the 1 hour mark, and that is when the hosting sites stop hosting your podcast.
I need to get to bed because I have to wake up really early for a dentist appointment. So,
signing off. Oh yes, and there is a link to donate on our website that in theory will be pointing at the actual website soon. So feel free to send us money so we can buy microphones that don't suck. Or don't send us money. Either way, we're going to keep doing this. You have a wonderful evening, senor.
All right, you too. We'll talk with you later.
Now let's see if I can find